Hello and welcome to Opinions Plus. The topic today, if we want to call it topics, um, is why are we so easily deceived? Now, the reason I'm saying that, not too long ago, I did a clip on that I was hacked. Um, my computer was accessed and I was almost a very, very bad thing. Um, These people would have ripped me dry, taken everything I had, without a care. I know that, and yet, for some reason or another, I believed in what they were saying to me, even though my heart of heart there was something wrong. I knew there was something wrong. I felt there was something wrong. Instead of hitting the go to hell button, I kept listening, and they had a counter to every point I made. But their counterpoints were not that solid. But for some reason, I wanted to believe it. I think it had to do with getting my money back, being ripped off, because I was ripped off several times on the internet monetarily. Bought some things that I never got, and the people were in China and whatever, wherever they were, Vietnam or Africa, or wherever the hell it was. But, the deal was too good to be true, and I bought into it. Same old story. Everybody goes through that stuff now and again. But why? Did I let myself be deceived by these particular people at that particular time? Now, I was a little vulnerable, I have to say. I can't say I was on top of my game. Had some health issues and whatnot. Things were not 100%. But nevertheless, I had experience. Been in law enforcement, had the training. And when you sense something is wrong, you act on it. When you sense something is wrong, you act on it. You don't just cover it up with, well, it could be this or it's possible that it's that. No, you act on it because it means too much to be wrong. It can cost you dearly. Now, if it just cost you, $100, let's say, on some kind of a headphone gimmick or whatever the heck it was I bought, um, it's bad enough. But it could cost me thousands. Could There's a lot of risk involved in these things. And the deceptions that are going on, and I've mentioned it time and time again, are everywhere today. They're ripping people off left and right because people, just like me, wanted something out of it. Not sure what that something is, but they wanted something out of it. And my message today is be careful of what that something is that you want, because it may not be good for us. It may not be good for you as an individual. And it may not be good for us as a society. Think about all the ramifications of what you want. and what you're listening to, because it's all words. It's emotional, not logical. The emotions that ran when I, got hacked superseded my logic, overcame my defenses. And I still today ask myself why. I understand there's some emotional issues that, you just want, but you have to be prepared. It's like defensive driving. You don't really want to be defensive driving all the time, do you? You don't want to do it, but you have to, because you never know when that idiot's going to come out and cut you off or whatever, or run through the light or whatever. And it's the same thing with all the verbiage that you're hearing today. And it is horrible. Some of it is just downright horrible. Not has no civility to it. It is just rough statements trying to grab your attention, trying to grab your emotion, and you have to be aware. You have to drive defensively in this world today. On all things, listen carefully. I've mentioned critical thinking time and time again. It is not being applied across the board. No matter what position you take, you must use it. It's our only salvation. It's our only hope, really, to become better and not to go through sorrows we don't need to go through. History is filled with mistakes that people have made time and time again. Listening to somebody and guiding them as people, as individuals, as family members, as leaders of the community, as church leaders, as political leaders, to a bad place. I don't think I have to cite examples of the kind of chaos that's out there, the kind of lying that's going on to fulfill someone else's desires. Now, the person listening may think that that is fulfilling their desires or getting some benefit vicariously or just wanting something to change. And it doesn't matter who the messenger is, it's going to be listened to, absorbed, acted upon. Now, I don't have, as in most cases, my only defense or my only strategy to find the truth so that you can defend against the lies that are being constantly produced is to make an effort to drill into the statement as best as we can, because it will take time to do it. It will take some commitment to do it. And it's only and even if you work with your children, for example, on developing critical thinking skills that apparently the schools and the academics are not bothering with at all. It's just whatever the hell goes out there and, come what may. I don't think that's good. I think people have to listen hard. Feel, yes, feel, because we don't have enough information. You can't, you just can't. You can't get it all. There's too much to know. Years gone by, people made decisions, and again, I really find it very hard. I mean, the examples are so right in your face today, but I've studied the Civil War, for example. Now, why did people go to war then? And, yes, there was slavery. Yes, there was states' rights. Yes, there was a breach of the Constitution. Yes, we wanted a strong union back. Yes, we wanted all these things. But why did it have to come to war? War. Terrible, terrible war. And it started small, as most wars do. World War One with an assassination of Ferdinand. Like, who the heck was he? Like, big deal. Well, it was a big deal. He had authority, and it made a treaty. It made countries start to look at their treaties and their obligations, supposedly written down to one another. And it cascaded. And it became, in the Serbian and the whole nightmare. There was even not so long ago, still Serbia was in the news with chaos and problems, and it happens. So what do we do? How do we achieve an end, a better end? Because there's so much disinformation out there, you can't tell which is good, which isn't good. Not on, just not based on what you hear. But part of it is trusting your inner self. Yes. But that inner self has to expand into some other areas of knowledge, logic, based on your experience. Now, you may make a bad decision. We all do. There's no guarantees in life, as they say. But you may make it. But base it on some good, solid, foundational thinking and not just emotion. Not just listening to the word and let it hit your soft spot there. Work your way through. Work its way through. This is what the example of the serpent and Eve, got right in there, got to the point, made its connection emotionally, not logically. Logically, she was to obey God, but she didn't. She changed. And so did Adam. He changed. He accepted certain things. Now, some people say one thing about Adam, other people say another, people say about Eve, and, on and on it goes. Doesn't matter what the topic is, there's going to be differences of opinion. But I'm talking to you and going to the good. How do we do this? How do we protect ourselves from the lies? Because some of these lies will hurt us down the line. Always look forward. Evaluate them. Don't just focus on one issue, because it's not one issue. It's never one issue. It's life much too complicated. Much too complicated to base ourselves on one issue. It is not one issue. Life is much greater than that. But the one issue we can, I think, agree on is that we strive to go to the good. We strive to teach ourselves, our children, those around us, that there is greatness in goodness, not in vitriol and hatred and anger, but in goodness. I stress it time and time again, and I have to do it more and more because what I see, the airwaves are filled with hate. And we need to go to the good. And I don't see it happening from the pulpits because they don't address the issues as they are there right there in front of us. And I do it a little bit, but foundationally, and this is what you can ask your preachers, you can ask your ministers, you can ask those people around you. What are their feelings on good? Is this country going to the good? And what path is going to the good? Have a discussion about it. You'll feel it. You'll understand. You'll feel the goodness, the quality that comes from it. Trust in yourself. Thanks for listening. I know these are open-ended questions, no easy answers, maybe no answer. But why are we deceived? Think about it. Why do we let ourselves be deceived? Think about it. Have a good day. If you like what you hear, subscribe, hit the like button, send it on to someone who you think may have some, value to this or acquire some value. And comment. Always comment if you can. Take care. Have a good day. Sorry for the length. I can't help but try to expound on the thought a little bit more than I guess I should for the attentions that people have and the time availability. But it is what it is. Go to the good. Keep hope alive. Never ending. Always the way to do it. Bye for now.